welcome to Ed's Boat. A big thank you to all the new subscribers and the comments that you've left. I do read them, so thank you very much for that. Right, in the last episode we got craned into the water without an engine, and we needed to know what was going to happen next. Now, before all that happened, as soon as I found out that we were going to have to move on from the boatyard, I went round every single marina and every single mooring and farms that were next to the canal side to see where I could move on to next, which isn't that difficult, other than you need to find somewhere where you can work on the boat as well, so that is a bit more difficult. But a couple of places said that they would take me and it would be okay. The first one was Trinity Marina in Hinckley. They said just turn up, no problem. And the second one was where I am now. And they phoned me back after a couple of days and said, you know what, we have got something for you. So that was much closer to home, so that's the one I chose, and I'm very pleased that I did make that choice. Now, we needed to put an engine in. I did have an engine all along, and we needed to check it over, make sure everything was there and it was tight, and fit it. So we got craned into the water on the Monday. I had the engine fitted by Tuesday lunchtime, and then by Wednesday lunchtime we took it out for a test run. Unfortunately, I didn't shoot any video of that. It was so busy and so much going on that there was no time to do it, and it was a blazing hot day or couple of days, and I just wanted to get everything done. So my apologies for that, but we turned it round at the winding hole and brought it back and moored it up for a quick inspection, and then this is what happened. Well, there she is. She's in the water. We've done our first trip and it all went rather well. We're going to head off to the marina now, so we're moored up at the side. We're just going to push off and head back in. It's quite tight to get into the marina, and I've only had sort of a half-hour crash course in boat manoeuvring, so this is going to be quite interesting. So we'll untie, push out. Now there's no traffic about. There was a boat coming, but now there's nothing coming. I feel fairly safe to start up and head out, so wish me luck. Here we are, headed off on our way. It's very loud at the moment because I've not got many deck boards down. The engine's been lashed up to get us running, but we're going. The engine sounds not too bad. You can't go too fast at the moment because there's a moored boat up there. You can't go too fast past the moored boats. We've got the Morse control held on with a piece of wood and the key ignition held on with a G-clamp, but we're running. The engine sounds pretty sweet. Got a temporary exhaust pipe on there as well, just to get us into the marina, and we'll sort that out later. But if I can turn the camera around and show me, I am so pleased that this is going well. There you are, ladies and gentlemen, Ed's Boat running, and this is my first solo trip, so wish me luck and I'll let you know how it goes. I don't think I'm going to be able to video getting into the marina. It's very tight, and I'm a novice, and I expect to make a complete fool of myself trying to park it. That's the technical term, but hopefully it'll be okay. Fingers crossed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the posh marina. Oh, I'm out of breath because I've borrowed a bicycle to try and get home. Now, I don't know if you can see her, but she's in there somewhere. She is somewhere round about there, and she fits in not too bad. It is a very posh marina. Look at this. I'll show you the settings. So go from one side, lovely building, chandlery, through to the workshops, and then look at this, the car park up here, and stone and rockeries, and the posh gates. Very nice. I did have a bit of a job getting in. The narrow entrance, you can see the narrow entrance right down there, was okay actually. I came in really slowly on tick over and went through, and there's only about a foot of space each side of the boat, and we had no trouble. Unfortunately, when I came to turn to reverse into the mooring, the wind got up and blew the front end round, and in reverse it struggles to cope with it, so it took me quite a few attempts to get in. Never mind, we're in now. So a coat of paint and a lick and polish, and we'll get a new crash cover put on, and she's going to be one of the nicest looking boats in this marina. But the engine ran absolutely brilliantly, totally faultless. In fact, the more I run it, the better it gets. We've got a little bit of water in through the stern packing gland, but I've tightened that up and we stopped the drips there, but nothing major, nothing to worry about. She's nice and dry again now, and yeah, pleased to be here. Pleased to be here. So in future everything will be from Springwood Haven. So must press on. I need to get home now. I had a busy day trying to commission this engine and getting it running. So I'm off home now to have a quick heart attack. Let's have a look at the engine then. So if I step out into the engine bay, you can see the engine. It is a Lister SR3 engine, a 3-cylinder, as you can see quite obviously there. It is an air-cooled engine. If I can just lean over the engine without falling in, you can see that white gauze there. There's a fan in there, and that pulls air in, blows it all round the engine and out through that scoop there, which will exit outside the side of the boat up in that cavity somewhere at another point. If I look at the top of the engine, I'll point out just here, here and here. They're actually decompression levers. They've broken off, which is quite typical of Lister engines. They're very delicate, but it's not needed with this engine at the moment. If I go over to here, underneath this disc, well, what goes up underneath is the air intake, and we follow this tube all the way down. That's the exhaust, and that's the new exhaust I made for it, a twin flex joint, just to take any strains and stresses out, and that disappears into a silencer and out the back of the boat, out of harm's way. Okay, so if we move down to the back of the engine, you've got to be careful here, they don't fall over. On top of there, we've got a hydraulic gearbox that gives you forward, neutral and reverse, and you can see the cable coming in. That's how it's selected. And out the back of that, we've got the flexible coupler and the shaft out the back. The trick when I fitted the engine was to make sure that was all perfectly in line, and it is. So I was very pleased with that. And then that little tube coming up the back is the stern greaser, which is a bargain buy off eBay, and that lubricates the gland packing in the back, which stops the water coming in. So a very, very important piece of equipment. So I'll step back a bit now without trying to break my neck. That big white box there, that's the diesel tank. I did have 2 of those, and I took one out because that is 100 litres of diesel on its own, and I felt that that was probably enough. Then we've got the fuel isolation valve, the fuel outlet pipe into a water trap. So I've got 1 pipe in and 2 out. So one is diesel out of the water trap and the other one is a return. That feeds through into the lift pump and then up to the main filter for the engine, which then feeds the injectors. Move around to this side here. I don't know if we can see this down here, but that is a big pulley. It is really big, and it's that size, so it spins the alternator a bit faster. I haven't got the alternator on at the moment. I've got issues with the alternator. We're still trying to sort that out. So let's have a look at it then. So if I come around this side, we'll see if we can get it started for you. So I'll just go over to the loud stick, and we'll just select a little bit of throttle there. Walk round to the key. You have to excuse this is just temporary, and let's see if she'll start. And there it is, running nicely. I'll just pull that back now, and to tick over, and she's turning away lovely. Sounds really good for an old Lister. Now, if I want to stop the engine, turning off the key doesn't do you any good. What you have to do is pull this red lever here, like you would on an old tractor. So there we go. And that stops the engine nicely. So there you are, my air-cooled Lister SR3 engine, all installed and running nicely. So there you are, we're in our new home, Springwood Haven, just outside Nuneaton, and we're very happy to be here. It's a lovely place, so work will go on. Keep your comments coming in, and any questions, just leave them in comments below, and I'll try and get round to them. So no time for a celebrity guest appearance in this, I'm afraid. I think it's gone on long enough. We'll try and fit that in another video in the future, and we'll try and have a recap on where we are with the work so far. So in the meantime, take care, and we'll see you soon.